Hi Scorpio, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your December 2017 tarot reading with a little bit of astrology and oracle if necessary. You are a fixed water sign. You rule the 8th house. The 8th house is about sex, death, and other people's money. That's very surface. It's actually about the very deep stuff that motivates us. And there's actually a lot of activity in your constellation at the moment. The biggest ones are Jupiter, which is an expansive, illuminating energy in your constellation. So you'll see lots of revelations about things. We're seeing it in kind of in the news as it is, but learning about things, learning about the true motivations for why we do what we do, but also why certain status quo things have been the way they have been. Is becoming illuminated at this time. So Scorpios are very deep signs, intelligent, intuitive, very intuitive signs, very psychic signs, but very deep, extremely intelligent. It's a deadly intelligence because it's both an emotional intelligence and a right brain and a left brain intelligence. Really, Scorpios are awesome people, but don't piss them off. What else can I tell you? Yeah, right now you've got Jupiter in your sign, in your constellation. You've got Venus for the moment, but it's going to move into Sagittarius soon. Big stuff happening. I'm doing this on the 1st of December. On the 1st of December, there's an interesting aspect occurring in that Mars, which was actually one of your original rulers before Pluto became your ruler, Mars is making an opposition with Uranus. So Mars is in Libra at the moment, and this is the 7th house of relationships. It's making an opposition to Aries, Uranus in Aries, and Aries is the house, the 1st house, which is about the self. So this could appear as good and negative. So the good aspect of this would be that the fiery energy of Mars will feed the progressive, innovative nature of Uranus. So we might see a lot of technological advances in the next few months. On the downside, this might be an opportunity where the assertion of the individual will versus the assertion of the collective will butts heads. It comes at odds, reaches an impasse. Because again, we're talking about Mars ruling Aries, which is the 1st house. Again, the assertion of the will. And then we're talking about Uranus, who rules Aquarius, which is the collective energy. It's the other. So you could be looking at arguments, and you could be also looking at progress, fast-moving progress, fast-moving, unexpected progress, which is great on in both regards. Just, if you want to avoid arguments, consider that energy. So that's on the 1st. On the 2nd, Mercury stations to then go retrograde on the 3rd. So this also makes a square with Saturn on the 2nd. And this is difficult. So for your Virgo friends and Gemini friends, cut them some slack. It's going to be rough for them because not only is their ruling planet Mercury going retrograde, making not all the information there, and what is there kind of hazy, and maybe communication may not be great, but then it's making this square with Saturn. So with Geminis and Virgos ruled by Mercury, they're problem solvers. If the information's hazy, then they find a way to fix it. Well, with Saturn there, that restrictive energy of Saturn, even that is stopped. So your Geminis and Virgos might have a rough time Saturday and Sunday, maybe into the next week. So be gentle with your friends. And on that note, it's going to affect all of us. So on the 3rd, Mercury does go station retrograde. There's also a full moon at 11 degrees Gemini. The ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury. And there is a trine with Neptune and Jupiter, which is a very positive aspect. So Sunday is very potent energy. Retrograde, square to Saturn, Mercury square to Saturn. That opposition of Mars to Uranus, and then this beautiful harmonious trine. The full moon, it's a super moon as well, not to forget that, but also this beautiful trine of Jupiter and at 11 degrees and Neptune at 11 degrees. So Neptune's at 11 degrees Pisces and is direct. Jupiter is at 11 degrees Scorpio and is direct, your sign. So this is so harmonious. This is like wishes fulfilled. So Sunday might be, because here's what I kind of would recommend for Sunday. It's a full moon for starters, and it's a super moon, so it's beautiful to watch. The trine aspect of Jupiter to Neptune at 11 degrees of those signs, of Scorpio, your sign, and of Pisces, is very creative. It's a wonderful time to dive into whatever creative endeavors you enjoy. So if you write code for computers, write code. If you paint or write prose or dance or compose music, any of those things that are creative, sketching, what have you, this is a wonderful day to do that. And it's also, again, with creative energy, a wonderful day to set intentions for manifestation because of this trine with Jupiter and Neptune. It is a dreamy, limitless kind of anything can happen, wishes fulfilled type of vibe. So it's a great day to put out your intentions for the next year. What do I want to have happen? And get into the feeling tone of how it feels to have that thing. What would it feel like to win the lottery? Wow, I don't have to worry about money anymore. I can go onto that lot and buy whatever car I want and buy whatever house I want, and I can use the feeling tone of having that thing. Be positive with it and feel it. And then let it go to the universe. So Sunday, very impactful, full moon in Gemini. All at 11 degrees, by the way, which is a master number of service. So even if it doesn't, service could mean that you start a project or do something that actually serves others. It's not something that you have to have as your intention when you do your projects on Sunday, or make your intentions known on Sunday for manifestation. But those are the master numbers for service. So it could be that something that you want for yourself actually does serve mankind or humankind in a different way. Moving along, as I mentioned, Mercury goes retrograde on the 3rd and then goes direct on the 23rd of December. And then Saturn returns to Capricorn on the 21st, the solstice here in North America, or the Northern Hemisphere. So what this means, there's a lot of opinions on this. So Capricorn is the 10th house, which is reputation, but it's also institutions like businesses, finances, banks, courts, judges, things like that. Saturn is restrictive energy. It's rules and law, right? I feel there's a lot of different opinions on what this will mean collectively as Saturn returns to Capricorn. For Capricorns, it's going to mean some empowerment, okay? For the collective, I think it's going to mean there's going to be more legal oversight over regulatory agencies. So just speaking from an American perspective, we don't have a lot of impartial oversight in our regulatory agencies because of lobbyists. In other words, our legislators, their seats for Congress or Senate are up for sale to the first highest bidder, which is usually lobbyists for big corporations. And then big corporations' former CEOs are placed at the head of, I'll give you an example, like the head of Tyson Chicken will be made the head of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Not an impartial party to have running a regulatory agency that's supposed to oversee the health and benefits and safety of consumers and citizens. So I think this will actually be good. I think that the rule of law will be brought over business, and that needs to happen. And a lot of people say, oh, get your hands off business, let business, the free market, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, the free market isn't really truly free market. But that's just my opinion. Take it as you will. Just remember, it's the restrictive energy brought to the 10th house of Capricorn, which is industry, businesses, finances, government institutions, court, like the Supreme Court institutions, and the restrictive energy of law and order to those, making sure that everybody's doing what they're saying they're doing and they're supposed to be doing. I think that's all I have to tell you, talk about astrologically. I'm sorry, Pluto, duh, your ruling planet, Pluto, is in Capricorn and is direct. No, is retrograde. I apologize. No, it is direct. Yes, I'm sorry, Pluto is direct in Capricorn, the 10th house. So this is your investigative, unearthing energy of the Lord of the Underworld in Capricorn, the 10th house. Again, looking at those government institutions, businesses, looking at all those things. So I really think that, because your energy is so investigative and unearthing, the Plutonian idea of digging deep into things, it's going to expose some stuff in the 10th house. And then with Saturn coming in, there's some laws going to be applied to the 10th house. That's my view on it anyway. All right, let's get into your reading. Using the Thoth or the Tahuti deck, doing a 3-card pull based upon the top 3 placements of the Tree of Life. So there's several trees of life. If you follow the Kemetic Tree of Life, this would be the top 3 placements of Amin-Asur, Tahuti, and Sekert. If you follow the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be the top 3 Sefra, Keter, Hokmah, and Binah. If you follow Jungian theory, which is what I'm going to use, this would be the superconscious and subconscious. That's what I'll use for the reading. And one more shuffle. All right, Scorpio. Holy Hecate. Thank you. Holy Hecate says for Scorpio and superconscious, the God source is suggesting that you change something. Conscious mind. Gemini card, 2 of the Lovers. It's usually about a decision or a relationship. Looks like a decision with change. 1 major arcana. Subconscious. 3 of Cups in reverse. Usually a third-party situation in a relationship. I think Leo had a similar reading. So something's happening in your relationship. It may not be a deal breaker. And it might be you. So you might be, I'm not having to go here, I don't judge, but you might be unfaithful in what is perceived by the other party as a exclusive coupling. And it looks as though you're going to need to let this third party go that you've been seeing, this third party that you've had this relationship with, in addition, extramarital affair or extracurricular affair outside of the coupling that you're in. Superconscious is saying if you're, and it looks like you're about ready to make that decision, that the coupling that you're involved in is more important to you than the third party that you've been involved with. So it looks like it's about time. I mean, I'll try to get clarification on the third party situation, but it looks like you're already thinking about making a decision. And I think superconscious is sort of urging you, and it's not a judgment call here. It's not saying, well, don't do it because it's wrong. You know, you need to break up with the third party because it's wrong. It's more like it's best for everything involved in the relationship, because the relationship's on your mind and change, making a decision, is on your mind. I believe you're being called to release whatever this extramarital or extracurricular activity is. So I'm going to do some clarification on this 3 of Cups in reverse, using the cartouche, which is a small oracle deck based upon Kemetic mythos or Egyptian mythos, Isis, Osiris, that type of thing. Find out what we mean by this. Holy Hecate, what do we mean by the 3 of Cups in reverse? With change and with the conscious mind of making a decision, what does Scorpio need to know about this third party situation, about this extra marital affair, or this, oh, 2 cards, Ta, Horus, okay. So, you've been approaching this extra curricular activity or extramarital affair, this third party. You've been approaching this relationship as a you've been approaching it kind of detached of emotion. I can't say that that's true for the other party. Now you got Ptah, you got Horus, which is ultimately the divine child. It's the child of Isis and Osiris, but he's in reverse. Either the third, and you got the pyramid, which is ancient wisdom, but it's about keeping quiet. So you have been approaching this extramarital affair, this extracurricular activity or this third party relationship kind of clinically. You know, we're both being serviced by this. We're both being benefited by this relationship. No one's being hurt by this relationship, and everyone's been silent and kept it quiet and kept it on the down low. But there is a child involved, or this third party could feign pregnancy, or they are childish, so immature. So you might be having an affair or having what you think is detached, may appear to be all logical and detached and everything's hunky dory. You know, it's friends with benefits type of thing. No hard feelings. But this other party is immature, and they've hidden that from you. They've kept it quiet from you. So they might not be taking it the same way that you are. Although they're showing a different face to you, they're keeping quiet about their true nature, but I think they've developed feelings for you. I'm not saying that they're healthy feelings, but they've developed feelings for you, and I get this feeling that they're immature. Either they're younger anyway, like literally younger, or if they are the same age as you, they're not handling this in a very mature way. They're very immature about it. It's like, I almost get the vibe that it's that they're hiding the fact that they really have feelings for you, but they're actually pining for you. And I think the reason that the universe, that God source is urging you to change, and that your conscious mind kind of has this feeling the decision needs to be made to cut it loose. That's why it's best that happens. Not only for them, because they are immature and they're not able to metabolize a friends with benefits situation that has no ties. They say they can, but they can't. That it will hurt them in the long run. And the longer that you wait, the more immature they might be in their reaction. So the time is now to cut it off. I hope this helps. You're being urged to cut it off, and I think you kind of know this already. Yeah. Okay. That was obviously specific Scorpio or energy out there. I hope this helped someone. If you have questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below the video. If you'd like a personal reading, feel free to email me at mememes@hotmail.com. You'll find that email address in the description box below the video. Otherwise, I'll see you for the lunations, and then I'll see you again for the January readings. Enjoy December and the holidays, Scorpio. Take care.